Good day, my friends. How are we all doing? Wow, there's only 5 people here. Smallest crowd I've ever spoken to. How are you all doing? All 5 of you? There's Donna. Maybe that makes 6. We're getting there. Good to see you all on a Thursday evening for a Thursday evening groove stream. There's the one and only Shofar Girl. Thursday evening groove stream with Mr. Buzz and with my faithful assistant, Miss Sabrina. That's a good question. We got 12. We're getting there. Very strange the last couple of days. The attendance just dropped in the beginning of the live streams, but then by the end of one, I had like 9,500 people. So they just seem to be late coming now. We're up to 15. We're getting there. So let's see who all is here. As I sip my decaf, which really isn't as satisfying as I hoped it was going to be. We have Michelle and Stacy. Alana is here. Sharon Lawton, Ireland. Donna loves who? Donna loves Jesus, I guess. The one and only Shofar Girl, of course. Kakider and Lynn and Stereo Heavens. Hello, Stereo. John Lennon is watching me. You say goodbye and I say hello. Man, that is the funniest handle on all of YouTube. John Lennon is watching you, Jeffrey. So don't ever forget that he's watching you 24 hours a day. That's what I got to remember, folks. John Lennon is watching me at all times. Okay. Lisa Lawrence is here. Andrea, Melanie, David Noonan, Tarika Davis, Tavis Golden. Boy, all of a sudden we got a whole bunch of people. Daniel Kirk, my buddy Steve, Robert. Did I say Kirk? I don't think I said Kirk. Kirk is here. David, Daniel Kirk. I think I said that one. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Fabulous to see you all, especially John Lennon. Got to say a special hello to John Lennon because he's watching always at all times. McCracken Jack. Expected. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. 12 to 18 inches of snow is 12 to 18 inches too much, as a matter of fact. That is excessive. Yeah, I got to worry about the major amounts too on my porch roof because the pitch of the roof here is, well, it's like that. So the snow doesn't actually stay on it. If any of you build a house, keep in mind the importance of a steep pitched roof. You do not want a roof like this. That's no good. That's not going to cut the mustard. Things are going to lie on top of it. Like Melanie is saying, put a steep pitch on your roof. Go with like a 12-12, and then you're all good. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Has another channel just stumbled on it. Ooh, he has another channel? I didn't know that. You saw my roof. Yes. I don't remember what pitch it was, but I did see it. Online ministries are fantastic. Well, this one definitely is. And so is Grow in Faith, Grow in Christ. I love his channel. I don't know if he's got an actual ministry. I mean, I think he probably has an actual church that he preaches in. That's my guess. God bless you too, Igor. And Lisa House of Treasures, hello to you. I can feel the presence of God's Holy Spirit within me. A 9-12 is good. Yep. 12-12 is real good. Then you really don't have to worry about a thing. Except you can't stand on it. You can't actually get on your roof without roof jacks or roof brackets, whatever you want to call them. And people on the streets, I'm so excited. Very cool. Very cool. Just be careful out there because, yeah, some of the street people are demon infested and they can get pretty wild, some of them. So definitely be careful out there. So it's been a busy day. I had 5 deliverance calls today. That's a lot in one day because every one is over an hour usually. So that's a 5 to 6 hour day just of deliverance calls right there. Well, yes, of course, but you still have to. I'll bring something to your attention, okay? You're protected by the Most High. You are indeed. There's an episode of Highway to Heaven. I've talked about this many times, where Michael Landon and Victor French, Michael Landon being the angel, remember, okay? He's an angel. And Victor French tends to have this attitude that because he's an angel, he's going to save them from everything that can possibly happen, no matter what. So because of their carelessness, they end up in a situation where they're with a gang, and the gang's going to beat them up. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of these gang members, right? So they've got a real problem. But Victor French is kind of cocky, and he looks at Michael Landon, and he always calls it the stuff. Where's the stuff? But God gives him special powers. That's called the stuff. So he looks at Michael Landon, and he goes, well, come on. Where's the stuff? And Michael Landon says, when he doesn't like what I'm doing, doesn't give me the stuff. So remember that. Doesn't give me the stuff. The Lord will protect you as long as you're not out being kind of careless yourself. Right? He's not going to protect somebody who's walking around so cocky, just saying, I'm protected. I don't have to worry about it. That's not the way. That episode is so funny. Where's the stuff? When he doesn't like what I'm doing, he doesn't give me the stuff. No, he might even let you get beat up just to teach you a lesson. So, for some, life is stuff. Interesting phrase. For some, life is stuff. Oh, you mean, I would say it the other way, that stuff is their life. They think that stuff, well, this stuff he's talking about is supernatural power, supernatural protection. Let's groove tonight, brother. Well, we're always grooving, man. We're always grooving. Yes, the deliverance calls did go well. Wow, there's one really bizarre one. The last one I did tonight. Wow. So a real nice fella. And he told me about how his mother actually made him do some stuff when he was a kid. Satanic stuff, like occult ritual stuff. Because she was into that. And anyway, this fella got into a Bible of his grandmother's, who was a very godly woman, I guess. And there was a note from his mother in his grandmother's Bible describing a demon and all of the physical ailments it would cause a person. It's pretty intense stuff. He showed it to me. He showed me he just came across this not that long ago. Really creepy stuff, man. It was like, I didn't even know what to think of it. It was very bizarre. But he found it. I told him to burn it. So he did. He burned it. Really weird. I'd never seen anything like that before. His mother made a, a note all about the physical ailments that this demon could cause somebody. Almost like if you wanted to attack somebody, this was a guide on how to do it, sort of thing. Like, people do some real creepy stuff. That's all I'll say. People do some really creepy, weird, satanic, nasty stuff, for sure. But we did his deliverance, and I think he's doing better. And yeah, witchy things, man. Oh man, witchy, witchy, witchy. One of the hardcore witchy ones, satanic people, always get their kids involved when they're really young, right? They bring them up in it, and they get them doing really horrible things when they're really small. Oh yeah, it's totally witchcraft for sure. They get them involved when they're really, they can even be 3-4 years old, and they start putting them in rituals and um, get them doing animal sacrifice or whatever kind of disturbing stuff they're doing. And he wouldn't tell me about the things she made him do, but likely stuff like that. I don't know. These people they have they love the darkness. They just love um, they love anything that's dark and disturbing. I don't know what makes them tick, really, but I see some creepy stuff like that. A lot of people that come to me that's one of the first things they tell me is the satanic uh, line in their family will say it's like the generational tradition that's been going through their family, and how could be a mother, an aunt, a grandmother, it could be anybody in the family who's the head of it. And clown paper machete. Wow. My clown paper machete, and it hissed and stunk. Wow. The Exorcist I was watching on Sean Ryan talked about burning a Barbie doll, and he said it burned for hours. Like, it burned like it would have been 3 big tractor tires. That's how long a little Barbie doll burned. And it was even missing a leg. So it was a one-legged Barbie doll, and it burned. He's like, well, it just burned and burned and burned and burned forever. And again, the smell, like you say, it stunk. That's exactly like this Barbie doll he described. And that's one of the things this guy does. He's in charge when they find like Chucky dolls and stuff like that. They give them to him to burn. I wish I'd have watched that before. Like that girl that had the Chucky doll a couple weeks ago. Um, no problem, Eric. We'll do it again, brother. We'll do it again. I know what you're trying to do, and I like it. So you know how my policy is. If I like what I see someone doing, I try to help. Wish I would have saw that before I had that call with the girl, because I just had to get it out of the house and throw it in the dumpster. Apparently, that should have been taken back in the middle of nowhere, a hole dug, the Chucky doll put in the hole and burned, which probably would have taken hours. It would have been like this Barbie doll, and then covered over, and the ashes buried. That's what you're supposed to do, and pray over it as it burns. So it's a real process to destroy something like that, something that's totally taken over by an entity, because that's what they are, right? It's not just people think of a cursed item, they're not realizing that means there's a conscious being inside it. There's literally a conscious being inside that object. So oh man, it gets creepy. Gets creepy. You're talking about marriage in the middle of what I'm talking about. It doesn't have anything to do with marriage. Yeah, this stuff is creepy, Alana. Does not give me warm and fuzzy feelings when I talk about this stuff, but corny horror movie. Yep. Oh, you said paper machete. Okay, so I thought you meant a machete used for cutting paper. That's what it sounded like. Right on, Diane. That's wonderful to hear. A paper mache. And you burned it and it stunk real bad and hissed. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. According to what I've learned now, the ashes should be buried too. If there's any amount of ashes, because you get quite a bit of ashes from something like that, and that should be burned or buried as well. So I knew things could be cursed. I knew that long ago, but I really know now. This fella that I just did a deliverance session with, there was things not while I was doing. He was describing it in the room he was doing the deliverance session in tonight. Previously, things were flying off the shelves. It was clearly a haunted space. It wasn't his room he was in. He's looking after somebody's dog, and he's in their room. And the very first thing I saw when he came on the screen was a poster behind him of two skeletons. It's called The Lovers. It's got the lovers on the bottom. And it's two skeletons kind of just sitting in front of each other and hanging out and touching each other. And it's like, whoa. So he comes on the screen, he goes, I don't know where to start. I said, oh, I do. That poster behind you. It's like, we start with that. He's like, oh, I should explain. This isn't mine. None of this is mine. I'm homeless. I don't have a home. I was like, oh, okay. That's not your stuff. But yeah. Oh, you hit Dane's ashes. Oh, yes, get those. Oh, yes. That's another. Let's take a moment and talk about this because people still do this with their pets as well. Okay. Dead people's ashes, dead animals' ashes, ashes from any living being. Do not keep them in your house. I wish the Bible addressed that. I truly wish the Bible said something about that, but it doesn't. But definitely from experience now, from talking to people who have brought home the ashes and put it in an urn on their mantle or whatever, so many problems have come from doing that. They should be sprinkled back into the earth or into the ocean or something. Okay? Just give them back to the earth. The person is not there, but all kinds of people do this, man. They keep the ashes from everybody in the family. Some of them got a whole big section of ashes on the mantle, right? With names on the urns. It's like, this is grandma, this is my uncle. It's like, no, it isn't. It's actually some carbon. That's what it is. It's not your uncle, not your grandmother. Nope. And now they're doing it with dogs and cats. My ex-wife did it, and now the one they euthanize. They'll come. The vet will come to your house and euthanize your pet at home, which a lot of people like. It costs near $1,000, but the person will come to your house, give your pet the needle, and euthanize your pet, and then they take the body away, and then they send the ashes back to you. Okay, then you can do whatever you want with the ashes, of course. Get rid of the ashes. What are you keeping that for? Honestly, ask yourself, what is the point? What are you going to do with the ashes? Does that make your life any better in any way? It's the ashes of a dead body. The chances of a spiritual disaster coming from that are Really big. Really big. Do not do it. And no embalmment in a green burial. I don't know what that means. What's a green burial? Oh, embalming them because you want them to rot, basically. I see what you're saying. I think. Furnace from cremation. Spirits could. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jersey City Joe. Don't understand it at all. Well, embalming is kind of like the mummification process the Egyptians used to do, right? They're trying to preserve the body. Why? Why? That person isn't using it anymore. That person's not using the body no more. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, people are just creepy. They got creepy traditions, creepy habits. Well, Eric, we'll give you a plug right now. You're a good man. You've supported this ministry in a big way. So, the return of the King. For anybody who has not hung out with Eric, he does live streams as well and makes videos. And he loves cats. Okay, so if you're looking to hang out with a cat lover, there's one. He even has cat shirts. Okay, when you're wearing cat shirts, you know you really love cats. And any friend of cats is a friend of mine. That's how it is. So Eric's a good man, and that's his channel. Show him some love. If you want to hang out with somebody after my live streams on certain nights, there's the man you go to. He does one after me sometimes, and if you're not quite ready to go to bed after I crash out, then you just go with him and continue on, groove streaming into the night. There you go. And yes, keep the Quran out of your house, of course. I mean, that should be pretty self-explanatory. So, good evening to you, Ray. Good to see you, brother. Looking for them all day after the one you had earlier. Yeah, I didn't have one this afternoon. I had so many calls today, I just didn't have time. And I needed a nap. I got drained after the first 3 calls. I was pretty tired. So I took a snooze. I had to. So let's talk about, well, somebody here knows. And Donna, don't you answer it because you know the answer, of course. We know you know the answer. So Donna's this is a question for everybody but Donna. The title of my groove stream here tonight. Take all 5 of those people that we're talking about: apostles, evangelists, pastors, blah blah blah. You know all 5 of them. Look at the title if you don't know what I mean. What is that about? What does that make? What does that make up? Those 5 things. We got apostles, teachers, evangelists, prophets, and pastors. It is the 5-fold ministry. So I've been talking about it a little bit. Just want to see how many of you knew about it. Figured most of you did. So this is discussed in Ephesians, I believe it is. Yes, it's talked about in Ephesians. Like a hand, yes. And there's some similarities in some of these things, like apostles and evangelists. You're going to find similarities in the 2 things. But basically, these are the 5 things, the 5 primary offices, we'll say, that the Lord might steer you towards. Get rid of that, Michelle. A Mormon book, of course, get rid of that. That's blasphemy. That's total blasphemy. Get rid of that. There's Heather with the scripture. Ephesians 4:11. Yes, that is correct. Heather is actually one of our more experienced Bible people. She knows her Bible very well. So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and teachers. Yes, indeed. And chances are you're going to be one of these, okay? You're going to be one of these. It took me a while to figure out which one I was. Now I'm quite sure it's prophet. Not in the sense that you might think of prophet, like I'm going to tell you the future all the time and all that. That's not necessarily what a prophet always does. A prophet will just speak, the Lord will speak through the person, right? That person will be a mouthpiece. Sammy Boy's kind of a furry prophet, I'd say. He's kind of a furry prophet. I'd give him that title. So, Isaiah 42, well, that's a whole chapter, Anointed Overflows. You'll have to give me something specific. I can't read a whole chapter. That would be a little too much. Tells you why he gave them what they're for. Yes, 4:11 doesn't really give us the full picture, does it? So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and teachers to equip his people for works of service so that the body of Christ may be built up. Yes. Basically, it's his, think of it as I always say he's colleging us, right? Well, this is his college. The fivefold ministry that's his school. That's his school. Whichever one you're going to be, you're getting colleged. you're getting schooled. What would you say about an intuitive person that can see? That's sounding prophet to me. That sounds like prophet, but yeah, it definitely sounds like a prophet. Definitely found it. I'm an evangelist. Very good. Okay, so we're going to give you some definitions of these things, so you understand exactly what each one means. We'll start with evangelist for Alana. Okay. An evangelist, now we got to think about Billy Graham. That's what he was, right? They called him an evangelist. He was a preacher extraordinaire, man. He knew how to preach. He was on it, and he had lots of fire, and he could get people to listen to him. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, brother. Thank you indeed. So Billy Graham was a really, really good evangelist, but that's what he was. He was definitely an evangelist. The one I think of when I hear that word, I always think of him. He's a messenger who proclaims the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ's salvation to unbelievers. So remember, who was Jesus after when he was down here? He wasn't after the believers. He wasn't after the people that were already saved. He wasn't after the people who were living righteous, godly lives. He was after the sinners. He was after the non-believers. He was after the people call them the dregs of society or whatever, right? The people who really need some guidance, need some God in their life. That's who he was after. So that's who an evangelist is going to go after. You're going to preach to the unbelievers, and your job is to help them become a believer. It's not to shove things down their throat. Don't ever think that. That's not what you're supposed to do as an evangelist. I mean, I do some evangelizing. I do some. It's not my main focus, but I definitely do some. right from the backseat of taxi cabs. I talk to the cab drivers. Do you believe in Jesus? And I try to get a conversation going. And if they're totally unbelievers, non-believers, or they're Muslims, which they usually are, if they're a Muslim, very little I can do or say. I have a conversation about how they think Jesus is a prophet, and I let them know that he's the Son of God. That's really the best I can do. That's all you're going to get with a Muslim, right? But I try. So it says you're going to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ's salvation to unbelievers, often as an itinerant preacher. Itinerant, I guess, means moving around, going from place to place. Let's make sure that's what that means. Itinerant. Traveling from place to place means exactly what I said. So, generally, an evangelist, you're on the move, you go wherever you're needed. Okay. Oh, well, of course, Eric. I don't even pay attention to the amount. If anybody thinks enough of this ministry to donate 50 cents, it's as big to me as $50. Absolutely. So, no, that's greatly appreciated, no matter what the amount is, no matter what it is. It's only YouTube that belittles the small ones, not me. YouTube says I can't actually officially put a thank you attached to the donation because it's too small. Like, that's YouTube. That's not me. That's not me. I think every donation is equally as important. So, but YouTube does belittle the small ones because they're rude and greedy. I can't help what YouTube's like. They're just that way. Okay, so usually as an itinerant preacher, as seen with figures like Philip the deacon and in Paul's instruction to Timothy. While all Christians share the gospel, the Bible identifies evangelists as a specific ministry gift. Okay, this is for equipping the church, distinct from apostles or pastors, because they're focused on reaching the lost and discipling new believers. Okay, so your main job, Alana, I think it was you who said you're definitely an evangelist. You got to go after them non-believers. You got to go after anyone who doesn't believe in God or in Jesus or whatever they don't believe in. You got to go after them ones. Okay? Addiction, they try and just can't go very many days without giving into addiction. Rebel Metal, my honest belief is that unless a person is at the point where they really want to stop, they won't. If they're doing that, they're not at the point they want to stop. The young fella that I just described, that I did deliverance with a while ago, he couldn't get delivered fully. Why? Because he admitted right out he's not willing to throw away his weed. He's not willing to stop. What do you do? What can I do? If he doesn't want to stop, am I supposed to make him want to stop? I can't. I can't. I can't advise you to do that, Ray. I can't advise you to just leave your home and your job. No, I would never advise someone to do that. I can't. Okay, it would depend on what was going on. If they're out in the living room in your house doing satanic rituals and sacrificing goats, okay, and you happen to walk in on that, I'd say, move out of the house. You know, I'd be like, yeah, move out of that house. But in your situation, I don't know. I can't advise that. Yeah, I can't. I can't advise either way. Beefing up your extra peppers pizza funds. Thank you, Jersey City Joe. Thank you, brother. We got to do this way because YouTube is so rude. You suck, YouTube. You're rude. Rude to my viewers. Thank you, Jersey City Joe. Oh, now we're losing focus here. Come on, camera. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yes, YouTube is so rude, and this whole merit system, everything's a merit system. Okay, if you want to be able to actually be thanked on your actual donation on the big square that comes up, well, you're going to have to give us at least this much. Otherwise, we're not going to let him thank you that way. I mean, think about how rude that is. That is completely. It blows my mind that they treat. I can't believe any are treated differently, no matter what amount it is. You should not be treated differently because of the amount you send. It's part of social engineering, yes. Well, it's a way to get people to donate more because they get a chunk of it. So the more people donate, the more they get. It's just pretty simple why they want that, but it's just rude. I did, but fell to temptation again, unfortunately. Yep. Tried to learn more from the word so far. Well, whatever it is you fall into, Kakiter, it's not going to be your choice. Let's all remember that. You did not unlock special thanks offer. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying to you. So it's not your choice which one of the five you are. The Father's going to put you into one, and it's going to be up to you to not figure it out, but to fall into it. That's exactly the way to put it. Out of compliance. You're not going to get what you want. You might say, I want to be a pastor. Well, maybe the Lord isn't making you one. He got other plans. So you not only got to get with the program, you got to get with his program. He's the one that decides it. So I'm thinking I'm a teacher, but allowing God to show me truly. Now, obviously, as I said, Donna mentioned when me and her had a talk that it's good to know which one you are so you can solely focus on that one thing. Because let's face it, we have specialists in the world who focus on one thing and get real smoking good at it. And then we got a jack of all trades who never gets super good at any one thing, just knows a little bit about this, a little bit about that, a little bit about that. So that can be detrimental to the skill level. Specialists can get really good at what they're doing. So when it comes to this, there's some crossover, but it's probably good to focus on one particular office. Okay. But it's obvious, even though I'm falling more into the office of prophet, I'm obviously a teacher. I wouldn't be sitting here doing this right now. Okay. I'm a prophetic teacher, I guess we could say. So there's always going to be a little bit of crossover. And people get confused because people call me pastor all the time. As soon as they come on the screen, like, nice to meet you, pastor. I'm not a pastor. First thing I tell them, I'm not a pastor. Nope. Pastors are actually ordained. I'm not ordained as a pastor. Nope, I'm not a pastor. So I clear that up right away. So you're talking about gifts of the Spirit, Jersey City Joe. That's a gift of the Spirit. We could talk about that too. The gift of healing is one of the gifts of the Spirit, like speaking in tongues, like discernment, the gift of knowledge, the gift of interpreting tongues. There's a whole bunch of them, and healing is one of those. So these are 5 offices, primary offices. Okay, not a pastor. No, neither am I. These are the 5 offices, and then within those offices, the people that fill these offices would have gifts of the Spirit, and everybody has different ones. So not everybody has the gift of healing, not everybody has the gift of tongues, but some do, right? And some have several gifts, and others only have 1 or 2. And I don't know how God picks that. I guess there's probably some sort of merit system, I would guess. You must mean apostle, Diane. Disciple's not one of the choices. Apostle is what you're saying. The choices are apostle, teacher, evangelist, pastor, or prophet. So I think you're saying disciple. You mean apostle, like Peter and John and all Jesus' apostles were. I guess disciple. Hmm. I'd lean towards evangelist, actually. I'd lean towards evangelist with you, because you're always on the lookout for non-believers. You're the one that even sniffed out my next door neighbor, that she was my assignment. I didn't even clue into that. It was you that figured that out and said, "Oh yeah, she's your assignment. You're to make her a believer." That seems to be the way your mind thinks. You're always on the case for turning the hearts of non-believers into believers, right? So I think you're more an evangelist than anything. That's just my opinion. It is indeed awesome how God works. he did a great one on with me today. I was very grateful. Very grateful. Iron sharpens iron, it sure does. Each office. The temptations or attacks that are geared towards each office. That's above my pay grade, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know which temptations would be specific to each office. I mean, a lot of the pastors out there, they fall to lots of temptations. An evangelist, he's traveling around the world. He's probably going to fall to the same sort of temptations, in different cities all the time and traveling around hotels. I mean, I've heard of pastors getting busted with prostitutes over and over and over again. Things like that happening. I mean, drugs, they're cheating on their wives. I don't necessarily think there's going to be specific temptations that each office are going to be susceptible to. I don't know. That's an interesting question that you pose there. I don't think it's going to be much different for each one. I can say this, as a prophet, I have a lot of people trying to make me doubt myself, because a prophet has to have real confidence that he's speaking for the Lord. And as a prophet, you're going to have a lot of people trying to tell you that you're listening to the devil all the time. Look, when Jesus was doing miracles and stuff, what did they say? Oh, you're just using the power of Beelzebub to do that. That's all you're doing. And that wasn't what he was doing at all. They were blaspheming the Holy Spirit by saying that. I can relate to that kind of situation because people are always trying to make me doubt myself, right? They want me to doubt that the Lord is speaking through me. I mean, I know the Lord is speaking through me. I've known that for a long time. I'm getting used to it. I'm not saying he's always like he's going to just give me these flowery words, but he's given me the ideas. He's showing me in various ways what point he wants me to get across and what he wants me to do and the kind of mindset he wants me to have and that he wants me to portray so other people can see it. And I'm confident that it's coming from him. Not even just confident, I'm 100% sure. I'm positive it is. I've never doubted it really, but people will come and try to make me doubt it. Can he be harsh to sinners sometimes? Oh, he can. He's the harshest to somebody who's on the right track for a long while and then suddenly goes haywire. That's when oh, he is, Joan. There's no question about that. The proof it's getting hard for people to prove otherwise because I mean there's just too many instances of people being sent to me and having a sign, an unmistakable sign, right? That that this person was sent to me. That my favorite of all is the car that went by the woman's house. Mr. Buzz's Sweets on it. It was in the UK. So, or Audrey with her cleaning product with Buzz on the label, and then there was a woman with a pencil case with the buzzing bee on it. I mean, it just goes on and on. All these people that were sent to me with a sign of some sort, right? And then dampening to hear the spirit and the counterfeits to the Most High. Correction and direction, you can't help it. You're a seer. Yep. Well, that's right. That's right, Kirk. That's right. Am I happy to be in good company? I'm always happy to be in good company, Light World. And I understand that bad company corrupts good character, so I try to keep the company good at all times. And I told everybody I met a wonderful new friend last night. She's a marvelous, marvelous woman. And I'm going to see her right after this live stream again, actually. Looking very much forward to that. She might even be watching right now. I don't know. And she's a very pure kind of woman. She's very, she's the kind of woman that the Lord would definitely want me to hang out with. That's for sure. So very much looking forward to spending some time with her. The Holy Spirit. Thank you, Anointed overthrows. Anointed overflows. Thank you so much. And pray for it will. Oh, the Lord has been really good to me. The Lord has been really, really good to me. Glory of the Lord fall upon you. Yeah, the Lord has been super good to me. I cannot complain at all. See God's hand in leading me to you for help, for healing, and sanctification. Mr. Buzz asked you to always give him clarity. Others try to make him doubt what he hears from you. Unbreakable in Jesus' name. Thank you all for your encouragement and your confidence in me, your trust in me. It's greatly appreciated. I feel like a very fortunate person to be able to work for the Lord the way I do, to be able to work for him in this capacity, because I always work for him. I mean, it's been going on a long time. He was using me even in high school. he was using me. He would use me for the weirdest situations. A kid who was in the cafeteria that nobody liked and was sitting there just shaking. He was so scared of everybody because everybody hated this kid, right? And situations like that. Or a blind guy that people are slamming the door in his face because he couldn't see. So they thought it was funny to slam the door in his face when he'd go through. They'd slam the door and laugh at him. And I witnessed that. And I mean, the Lord's telling me right there, go and go to that situation right now. Like things like that. The Lord has been using me for that since I was a kid. Literally since I was a kid. So that's how I ended up living with blind people. That was the first one I met. His name was Darren. And we became best friends in high school. Then I ended up being his roommate and meeting all his friends, and a ton of them were blind. And oh, kids are so mean. They are so mean. So I've always worked for God in that capacity. But now I literally, I think about it, folks. I don't have a job. I don't have a job really. I just talk on here and make YouTube videos, and that's it. That's all I do. And I mean, my job is the deliverance, right? I had 5 deliverance calls today. But there's no official job. I don't have an official job, right? The Lord decides if I get paid or not. The Lord decides it. It's not even really a job. YouTube hardly pays me anything. They give me very, very little money. It's not coming from them. It comes from God. God sends the money. So if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be any money. Wouldn't be any. He sends it. Yes, it's actually 79 right now. So I'm just very, very fortunate that the Lord has put trust in me, and he's brought all you guys to watch this live stream every day, and he sends the people who need deliverance to me and helps me to feel like I have a purpose here on this earth. I'm very, very grateful for all the Lord does for me. I can't. I'd have to have her here in person. She doesn't live too far away, actually. This one is much closer. She's a car drive away. That's it. She's not far. So that's good news. And with a plate for now. That's awesome. You, the man with a plate for now. Don't know what that means, but okay. Why do government? Because they're evil, right? They're evil. So, okay, I don't know how to explain this. I haven't heard in a few days, Diane. He's fine the last I heard, but I haven't heard from him in a few days. So, how do I put this? There's a way to train your mind that the government and evil people and everything will just stay away from you. Okay? I don't know how to explain this. I wish I could put it into words for you so you can understand what I'm saying. Something I understand and know how to do. I just don't know how to put it into words. You have to completely delegitimize the whole world in your mind, okay? None of it is legit. It's all fake. It doesn't mean anything. That's the first thing to do. Get that in your brain. None of it's real. It's all fake. It's all theater. It's complete garbage. It's not even worth the time of day, giving it the time of day. It's total garbage. The world don't matter at all. And it is smoke and mirrors. And once you start treating it that way, you take its power away. Okay? It doesn't have power unless you give it power. So you just walk around and kind of ignore it. You got to ignore it. And eventually, it gives up. It's trying to get your attention all the time. But if you don't give it attention, it has no way to get at you. You just stay close to God. And don't worry about what goes on out there at all. First thing people want to do is tell me their worldly problems when they come to me. And I'm like, I don't deal in worldly stuff. Nope. That's all worldly stuff. I don't deal with any of that. I have nothing to do with that. I'm here to speak about spiritual matters. Worldly stuff, you're going to have to go to someone else. Okay? I don't even talk about it. Useless. So, I know it sounds kind of funny what I'm saying, but it really works. I promise you it really works. You just have to take the power away from the world. Don't give it any. Don't let it have any power over you. Don't even think of it as being important enough to worry about. And then you take its power right out from underneath it. It works like a charm. You just have to start doing it. The only one who has power is God. He's got it all. See, and Andrea, I wish I was part of the world again. I'm so, if you only knew how wrong that statement is. If you only knew how wrong that statement is. You need to go the other way. You need to go the other way. You don't need to be connected to the world. You need to be disconnected from the world. Then you can be connected with God. And then eternity will be sweet. Otherwise, you're going to get trapped in worldly things. It's going to drag you down, and you're going to end up going the wrong way. Yep, it's totally off track. You want to be connected to that fake, miserable, rotten world. Why? Why do you want to be attached to that? It's like the world is so disgusting. It's so dark and cold and evil and fake. It's not even real. The whole thing is fake. None of it's real. What you see is not what you get. Correct, Jim. Correct. This is something I've learned big time in the last 6 months. You've got to take the power away from the world, from the government, from the evil ones, from everybody who could oppose you. Take the power away. Okay? Don't give anybody any power over you. Take it away. Take it away. By not even considering them to be important enough to matter. Right? As long as you really feel that in your heart, that they don't have any power, and the only one who does have power is God. I guess what I'm describing, God does it for you. As soon as you get your heart posture right, and you get walking the right way, God takes care of the rest. And you don't have to be, well, people are, it's still worldly stuff you're looking for, Donna. Or, sorry, Andrea. It's what you're looking for. I understand. You're just lonely. Okay? I am too. I understand loneliness. But if you think that just having somebody around is going to make you happy, you got to fulfill yourself first. You're not going to be able to do your end of the bargain because you're looking for someone to prop you up. And that's not going to leave them in a very good situation. They're going to be propping you up. And that's not the way it should work. You need to prop yourself up. Then somebody can come in and complement the situation. Okay? I'm in a situation now where anybody comes into this situation, my situation is complete. I have a ministry. I have a relationship with God. I am doing deliverance with people every day. I'm teaching. I have a full life. I'm totally all good in every way. Okay? Now I want someone to complement my life. I'm looking for someone to add to it. I'm not looking for someone to prop me up. The Lord props me up. Okay? Even if someone doesn't come, you're going to see the same happy person on this live stream tomorrow that you see today. Okay? Even in the past, when I did get my heart broken, it lasted a day and I kept on going. I missed 3 live streams because of that. And then I kept going. Okay? Because the Lord props me up. Not a relationship, not another woman, not nothing. The Lord props me up. And then, well, I'm going to be honest. I met somebody I'm very interested in, and I think it's a good possibility she could be the one. So I don't know that for sure, but I think she might be. So if she is, I'm finally at a place where I'm ready for that now, because I'm not looking for her to prop me up. If you're looking for someone to prop you up, you're not ready. Okay? You need to be good on your own before anybody comes. And if they don't come, you should still be fine. But if you need that person to make you okay, then you're not ready. You're not ready. That's what I'll say. You need to prop yourself up first. If not prop yourself up, let the Lord prop you up. Once the Lord is supporting you and propping you up, then you're ready. Then you can bring on someone else. Right? That's how it works. And I used to do it the wrong way too. I used to be like Andrea. I thought, if I don't get a woman, I'm going to fall apart. I can't make it on my own. Well, I was probably right, because I had a lot of work to do. I had a lot of work to do. I had to get myself to a point where I was independent. And, you know, it didn't require someone else coming in here to prop me up. I got God. And that is all you should need. Then, when God's satisfied you've done that well enough, that's when he'll say, you know what? You shouldn't be so lonely all through the night like that anymore. You should have someone snuggled up to you. And he'll bring you somebody. So, that is my spiel on that. And when you're not expecting them, they arrive. You got it. You got it. Oh, that's for sure. It's definitely not your bank account or the weather, or it's. You got to be evenly yoked. Okay? You got to be evenly yoked. It's got to be 2 believers. And, well, that's the main thing. And the Lord has to approve it. And as I've been talking about, keep your hands off each other till you get married. If you can't keep your hands off each other, then get married right away. Just do it. If the Lord says this person's the right one, go ahead and marry them. Do it soon if you want. If you can't keep your hands off each other, then you best do that. Because as soon as you get your hands on each other before marriage, you done ruined it. You done ruined it. And I said this to her last night, and she went, wow, She's like, I was just talking to my cousin about this, telling him when I find somebody, that's what's going to happen. There's no sex before marriage. And I'm like, yes, that's the only way it can be. That's a rule. So she's on that page too. Got to be that way. Got to be. So, speaking of her, I'm going to go talk to her now. We're supposed to hang out for a while, so it's that time. I have to go. Absolutely, Jim. You can depend on God all day long. And as a matter of fact, you have to. Yes, Michael, it counts. Go on a video date with you. Nope. So I will see you all tomorrow morning. Thanks for being here, everyone. It's still over an hour, so I will see you tomorrow. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And no, Whipster Skate, you can't.